And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, another day and another week is in the books for Nvidia stock, and we have to break down how today went, how this week went, and of course, what I'm looking to do with Nvidia stock. And later in the video, we'll break down some other stocks because, guys, we had a nice green day in the stock market today, and a lot of stocks ended up moving. So hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. Use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. And for now, your uninvested cash will earn up to 8.1% APY, which, guys, where have you heard of that type of deal before? Check it out while it lasts on Moomoo.com. Go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo or check out that link down below in the comment section. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So Nvidia stock, no joke, broke even on the dot, literally 0% on the day. It went down 0.005 cents, which is really nothing. So yeah, pretty much break even on the dot. And that's after we popped to almost $136 in the morning. And talk about a choppy day for Nvidia stock, guys. In the pre-market, we went from 135 down to 133.90, back to about 135. Then we dumped that open down to about $133.60. Then we popped to almost 136. So we've been moving all over the place on Nvidia stock, and we slightly took out the highs from yesterday with today's move to about 135.75, right? You guys see that right here. And we pretty much consolidated over the last couple of days, even though we took out the highs with today's move from yesterday, from really all week. I would still consider the last couple of days of trading to be just consolidation, right? Flat trading. We were trading between 135.50 on the high end to about 132 on the low end. And if I draw out this channel, you guys can probably see it even better. Get a bit of a visual going on here, if you guys know what I mean. There we go. Boom. So we were trading sideways pretty much a lot of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and this could be setting us up for a breakout if we're able to take out, let's say, 136, especially 137 at some point next week. I think if we're able to do that, Nvidia stock could be going to all-time highs very quickly. It could happen in literally one day. That's how close we are at this point to all-time highs. You guys can see here on the 10-day, 30-minute chart, we are still above the 50 and the 180 moving averages, and we're consolidating, like I said, over the last 3 days, right above this 180 SMA on this time frame, which is good news. And on the 20-day chart, you guys can see we're above both moving averages, and we still have a golden cross on Nvidia stock, which could signal more upside here in the short term. And on the 4-hour chart, you're going to get a little more insight now as to why we're struggling at 136 over the last 3 days. It's because that's a big resistance from the middle of July. We've covered this before on the channel, but I'll mention it again. This is the last big resistance until we get to all-time highs. It's like the final boss, in other words, right? You can see here 137 again. That's the high from the middle of July. And then 141 is the all-time high that we hit when? When was that? In June, right? We hit that, end of June. We hit 141. And then we got ourselves in a multi-month little downtrend here in this channel that we've covered time and time again here on YouTube, right? And we called this breakout out weeks ago. We were waiting patiently, and here we are, right? We're breaking out, looking really good. And with this week of trading that we just got, not only are we breaking out of the channel, but we're also trading now at a multi-month high. We took out the highs from August. And again, the final boss is here, $137. That needs to break. And I think at some point this week, we could get out of there, or next week rather. And, 141, that final gap to all-time highs, could finally fill. What do you guys think about that? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. And I'm also curious where you're watching this video from. What state, if you're in the United States, what country, if you're outside of the United States. Let me know down below in the comment section. And by the way, run those likes up. Let's try and get at least 150 likes. Can we do that on this video? I challenge you guys. Make sure to hit that like button. And yeah, the entire stock market crushed it today. S&P hit an all-time high. The Dow hit an all-time high. The Russell went up over 2%. NASDAQ, is close to breaking out. It went up not much, but still had a green day of 0.2%. And a lot of stocks are continuing to move, right? Let me show you some other movers here on the watch list. Coinbase, which I think we talked about in a recent video, Coinbase went up over 7% on the day, although it's still not looking the best on the chart. It's starting to move in the right direction, guys. We're moving in the right direction. Did we get any news today? I'm not really seeing any news. Maybe Bitcoin's just running. I don't know. I'm not in the crypto. Excuse me. I haven't been in the crypto loop as of late. But Coinbase, I'm thinking if it ultimately could break back over $195, $200, we have a wide open gap on Coinbase stock back to about 265, 270, just waiting to be filled, right? I think that could easily, I don't want to say easily, nothing's easily happening in the stock market, guys, but over time, all I'm thinking is if Coinbase could break over $200, man, this gap is begging to be filled, right? Up to about the mid 200s, maybe even higher. So keep your eyes on Coinbase Global, ticker symbol COIM, and JP Morgan set the tone today, guys, for earnings and this breakout. Did we not call it? It went up 4.5% on the day. I literally sent this out in my email that I send out every single Monday for free to my email subscribers, which, by the way, is linked down below in the description box. We talked about this breakout, and here it is. Here it is. The company reported, let me see here, guys. They reported, where the heck are these numbers? GAAP EPS of $4.37 versus 4 cents expected. Nice on managed net revenue of $43.31 billion. I'm not sure what the estimate was for that, but they beat EPS, which is great news. Looks like net revenue $42.65 billion versus $41.6, so they beat on that. Double beat for JP Morgan. And yeah, the stock is completely breaking out to the top of this channel, which I'm not surprised. Again, we recently called this out, and I think Wells Fargo was today as well. WFC is completely breaking out of this downwards channel, which we also talked about. You guys can see previous analysis here on the chart. We went up over 5.5% on Wells Fargo today, actually doing better than JP Morgan, at least on the day. So it looks like Wells Fargo did GAAP EPS of $1.42, which beat the $1.28 expected, but sales missed $20.37 billion versus $20.41 billion expected. But still, man, even though they missed on revenue, the stock is still moving like crazy on a nice earnings beat. And overall, the stock's been beaten down about $10 per share, a little bit less than that, but it was beaten up a bit heading into earnings. And, well, earnings per share came in better than expected, moving the stock up close to the high on the 4-hour chart, maybe even on the year, which is nuts. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. What do you guys think about the banks that reported, Nvidia stock? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And of course, if you want to be a part of the Patreon, see what I'm doing in my private Patreon portfolio, get access to the Discord chat, my thoughts and ideas, my charts, everything throughout the week is on Patreon, guys. Check it out, link down below, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. I'll also leave it in the comment section for those of you guys that want to join. There's a lot of value in the Patreon, and that's another way to help out the channel. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.